Who is next?
Well, I'm just taking it one step at a time. I'll fight anybody. You know what I mean? I don't discriminate from anybody. I'm the best fighter in the world. There's no man that can beat me.
Does this mean that Holyfield is or is not your next opponent?
Well, he's in my future, but I don't think he's in my immediate future. But come on, Holyfield, don't matter. That's kids play.
So you think that you'll fight Holyfield like early next year and you may have 1 or 2 fights before then?
Most likely, but you know what I mean? If they can discuss our things with their people, we can fight in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. He caught a quick knockout, I got a quick knockout. We both still need to work. We didn't get any work.
All right. Jose Ribalta was one of the fighters being considered for your next opponent, and he had a dreadful outing in a preliminary tonight. Did that eliminate him?
Well, it looks kind of dreary for him, but you never know. If you have a couple more fights and he cleans up his act, he's always a good prospect.
What about Douglas, who looked a little better, if not great, in another preliminary? He's been mentioned as a possible opponent.
I take all comers. I don't duck any man.
Can we assume that Michael Dokes is one of the prospects?
All comers. Come one, come all, because nobody can get close to me. They're not even close. I'm the best fighter in the world.
There's been discussions that today people from Israel have been offering you money to come and fight there. You've been reluctant to go abroad. Do you think that as a world champion, as someone who says, I'm the best man on the planet, that you will start to fight abroad?
Well, eventually we'll do that, you know what I mean? But like you said, I'm not in a hurry to leave my country. You know, I love my country. I'm not in a hurry to leave anywhere. But you know what I mean? If things are right, I'll fight anyone, in any place, in their backyard.
How would you describe, right now, you've got a lot of things past you. You've always been able to focus on fighting no matter what the other stuff has gone on in your life. Are you as content as you can be now with the situation that you have?
I want to fight, and destruct the world because I'm the best fighter in the world. Thank you very much, Larry.
Thank you. Jim?
All right, Mike Tyson has joined us now at ringside. Mike, a lot of people thought that maybe you had some questions to answer for yourself tonight. Were there questions in your mind, and if so, did you answer them?
No, I didn't have much doubt on the outcome of the fight. Just that I was skeptical because I didn't give my best performance. You know what I mean? I had no idea. I knew I was always the same person still. It's just that I was reluctant in the situation. I wasn't professional, and that's not characteristic of me.
How good did this performance feel for you?
Well, it helps, you know, you come back, you got your win, it helps you confident, but I want to fight often as I possibly can.
How much can you learn from 2 minutes and 47 seconds? There are some who would contend that maybe you should have taken a tougher opponent and stayed in the ring longer.
Well, as you know, like, as Ray knows, I'm already an experienced fighter. If I would win 10 rounds, I was in good shape to go 10 or 15 rounds. I'm already an experienced fighter. It's just that I prefer to be more often active than I have.
Question, Ray?
Well, I said earlier that, Mike, that you want to get this fight over with as soon as possible. Also, you know, there are people that say, well, it's not formidable and this shouldn't be a problem. I thought it was an achievement because the fact of the matter is, because he was not considered a formidable opponent, that meant your mind had to be right.
And the most, when people tell me that this guy's going to be a pushover, that's when I worry. That's when I worry. Like, Buster Douglas wasn't supposed to be a pushover. Not making a big issue of it, but no doubt I'm the best fighter in the universe, and I'm coming back to regain the title.
Will it satisfy you to come back in 3 months against the likes of an Alex Stewart, as appears to be the plan?
Perhaps 2 months. I'm in great shape. I can fight anyone in the world.
Do you think that you made a mistake in the past by not fighting as frequently as you had in the period leading up to when you won the title?
Absolutely. People, you know, you're put to a claim that all my personal problem. They say, well, he overcame the personal problem. He's still fighting. He's going through the divorce. But it's not the personal problem. It's the aftermath of the personal problem that really catches up because of the activity part. You know, you have to, in our business, Ray knows, you have to stay active. You know what I mean? A situation where he was in, he was dropping. You know what I mean? Active, if he was active, that would never happen. Because, as you know, Ray is the best fighter of his generation.
Did you see Foreman against Adelson Rodriguez?
I didn't watch anything. My main concern was to come and finish off and tell me.
All right, Evander Holyfield is going to get the first shot against Buster Douglas. How much is it going to bother you if you had to wait several more months, perhaps even a year or more?
To stay active, but regardless of the issue, it's going to be a tough fight. And after the tough fight, the winner got me.
Anything else, Ray?
Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you, Ray.
Congratulations, Mike. I should point out that Mike put Ray and me in a little bit of an awkward position tonight because he preferred to be interviewed by us rather than by Larry Merchant, whose custom it would have been to do that interview.
Outside of me, we'll deal with those later. But as far as my career, you know what I mean, there's no fighter like me. I was reading today, there was some fighters in the papers quoting, I don't like Mike Tyson because he's too cocky and he's arrogant. But for all the fighters that said that, you know what I mean, I let them know, there's no fighter like me, and I can beat any man in the world.
Thank you, Mike. And
Brownsville! All right!
All right, for Brownsville, let's go to Ray Leonard, who's with the guy from St. Louis. Around looking like Ali, the way he moved and jabbed. What were your thoughts at that point, and then how did you attack him to stop that?
Well, in my mind, I knew this was 15 rounds, and I was prepared to put the pressure on constantly for 15 rounds. You know, I was having a great time in there. I felt good. I was in the best condition of my life, and I did what I was supposed to do.
Well, tell me, what did you think in that first round when he was moving, trying to do an Ali with his left?
I knew when I came in this fight, I was the best fighter in the world, not a man alive that can beat me.
What broke him down? Was it just
constantly body punches? When I was hitting him with body punches, and I heard him, actually, he was crying in there, making women gestures like, I can't find him, but I knew that he was breaking down soon.
You're saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him?
Yes.
When did that happen?
And perhaps the 4th round on.
So that you knew you had him by that time?
Absolutely, but I knew he was tough in there taking those punches.
Was this your most satisfying fight in the sense of the way you went about it patiently and businesslike, not getting excited, not trying to take him out with one punch?
Well, I was very calm, and I was thinking about Roberto Duran, how he used to cut down the runners and just wear them down, and I had that frame of mind when I was in the ring.
All right, Mike, let's take a look at the first knockdown, and would you describe what was happening?
Well, I was in there looking for the punch, boom, and I knew it would come. But when he threw a punch, his hand opened a little, and I thought I could slip a punch right in there.
Were you trying to work on his cut early on because he was pretty bloody?
No, I wasn't even thinking about the cut. I was just hitting to the body, softening him up.
So that from then on, you really feel that it was inevitable after the first few rounds?
Absolutely.
All right, Mike, we hear now that you're going to fight Larry Holmes next. Why Larry Holmes?
Well, I don't have any say-so in the matter. I'll just fight and I'll defend my title against any man in the world. If I was you, I'd talk to Jim Jacobs about that.
Do you want to fight Larry Holmes?
I'll fight any man in the world because I believe there's no one in this planet that can beat me.
Okay, then let me ask Jimmy Jacobs, the co-manager of Mike, why do you want to fight Larry Holmes next?
Well, the reason is that I would say that 90% of the world thought that Larry Holmes beat Michael Spinks the last time they fought. In fact, Larry, of 46 newspaper men polled after the fight, 42 men of the 46 voted for Larry Holmes in the last fight with Michael Spinks. Larry is sitting at home feeling that he's the champion, and that's the reason we're going to fight him.
But he did lose his last 2 fights. He hasn't fought in a good long while. A lot of people are saying, what is this, some kind of an antique show? Or is this in the best or worst traditions of boxing, fighting these kinds of fights?
I don't think it's either in the worst or best traditions of boxing. Boxing history is replete with 27 heavyweight champions attempting to regain the title. However, the champion we're talking about, Larry Holmes, was defeated by a split decision in his last fight against Michael Spinks, where everyone, even you, Larry, everyone, including you, thought that Larry Holmes won the fight.
Okay, then what about Michael Spinks? That is the most attractive fight out there, according to everyone, and you can jump in here, too, Bill Caton. What about Michael Spinks, and why aren't you going to take him on next, or right after next, or whenever?
Whenever we're ready to, we make our plans for that. We haven't made our plans to take on Michael Spinks because a fight with Michael Spinks, which is a pay-per-view, closed-circuit fight, takes a minimum of 5 months, during which time Mike would not fight. Mike wants to fight more frequently.
So you're saying now you will fight Michael Spinks eventually?
I would say this, that Michael Spinks is definitely in our future. Definitely in our future, but not in our immediate future.
Let me put it this way. If you have been saying that you have a lot of fights planned, that you have told various people you're going to fight their man, what about going in there and saying, we'll fight you winner take all, or winner take almost all. We'll give $1 million to the loser and $20 million to the winner. Would you fight Spinks under those circumstances?
If he would take $1 million, yes.
Yes. Or you take $1 million.
Yes, we would fight Michael Spinks on the basis that the loser takes $1 million and the winner take the rest.
Yes, we would do that. That's one way of making the deal.
Yeah, that would be one way of making the deal quick.
You sound pretty confident, and let's see what Barry and Ray think about that one. You in the first round.
Yes, he did. He was a very hard puncher.
How did you gather yourself together after that punch? What did that punch mean?
After it hit me, it was history. It went away.
Did it in any way intimidate you in the sense that give you respect for him, that he might hurt you?
Not at all. Not at all.
It seemed that after several rounds, that you decided to stand down and not try to wing a lot of punches and just fight him and let happen what was going to happen.
Well, I was thinking that because he was very intimidated and he was freezing every once in a while, and I would think I would get him with a good right hand.
All right, we want to take a look at that punch in the first round, and I'd like you to describe it and just what happened, because
as you can see, I did a bad mistake, like Donna Curry did, come right up in the middle after I went down instead of going to the side, and then he threw a punch. And I was careless and I got hit.
It seemed that he came out into this fight with the strategy of trying to come underneath you as you came in.
Well, after he did the first time, there was no way he was going to give me the same mistake again.
What are your plans now? Everybody wants to know, are you going to fight Michael Spinks?
Well, I don't know, really. You have to talk to Jim Jacobs right here. He handles all.
Well, what are your thoughts about fighting Michael Spinks yourself, whether it's next time or 2 years from now?
I fight whoever my manager wants me to fight. You know, I'm just a fighter. I do what he told me to do.
You're not as happy as one would think you would be from being the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Mike.
Because, you know, as long as you make mistakes, can I tell you, you have no means to be happy. I'm a perfectionist. I want to be perfect. And I was trying to use my jab more. And I was just a little confused because he was holding a lot, but I stopped being frustrated and I just continued jabbing most of the round.
Let's take a look at what happened in the last round when he came out in some desperation and started to throw big punches again. Describe what you see. What was all of this jiving and antics?
He was a little intimidating. He would try to make me think that he was fresh and he was ready to go when he was not tired. I wasn't expecting him. But look, as soon as I come in, he grabs me.
Mike, congratulations.
Thank you, Larry.
Undisputed champion, 21 years old. Do you feel now that you're the undisputed champion, that really is more meaningful than the other championships in terms of history?
I knew I was youngest heavyweight champion when I beat Berger. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mike, thank you. And back to you.